Look across almost any neighborhood in Camarillo or Ventura County, and you will see the distinctive curve of terracotta. These Spanish and Mediterranean-style tile roofs perfectly match the architecture of the region. They are heavily favored here because they hold up remarkably well to the punishing California sun. Clay and concrete tiles are engineered for a long, durable service life. Because these heavy tiles look so impenetrable, many homeowners assume that as long as the geometric pattern remains unbroken, their home is fully waterproofed. But that driveway perspective creates a false sense of security. What looks perfectly intact from the street hides a completely different reality underneath. The roof is constantly fighting invisible battles. Endless dry heat, rapid thermal expansion, and seasonal shifts all put immense stress on the entire roofing system, leaving almost no visible marks on the tiles themselves. While the exterior holds its shape, moisture can silently penetrate the deeper layers. Thousands of dollars in water damage and structural wood rot actively develop directly beneath a visually flawless roof surface. Trusting the outward appearance of those tiles is the fastest way to invite massive, unexpected damage into your living room. To understand why, we have to look at how a tile roof actually handles rain. The visible tiles do not form a watertight seal. They are simply a water shedding system, designed to deflect the bulk of the downpour safely off the house. Even minor issues interrupt that shedding process. A hairline crack from someone walking on the roof incorrectly, or a single tile that has slipped out of alignment, creates an immediate opening for water to pass right through the outer shell. When we peel back those curved tiles, we find the real protection. This flat underlayment acts as the true waterproof barrier, but it has a finite lifespan. Years of Camarillo heat bake this layer. It dries out, turns brittle, shrinks, and tears. You can have a roof where the decorative outer shell is in perfect condition, while the actual structural defense underneath is completely dead. When that barrier fails, the problems usually start in specific, high-risk architectural zones, places where water naturally concentrates, like the structural valleys, the flashing around chimneys, or the edges of a skylight. The breach starts small. A raindrop bypasses a valley clogged with leaves, slipping past the tiles directly into a tear in the brittle underlayment. Inside, water rarely drops straight down. It follows gravity along the wooden roof deck, traveling sideways through your attic space. It might travel 15 feet along a rafter before dropping onto your ceiling. The interior stain is entirely disconnected from the roof's entry point. An interior ceiling stain is never the beginning of a roof leak. It is the final disastrous consequence of a systemic failure occurring far above it. By the time you notice damp drywall or a musty smell indoors, the structural layers above are already saturated. Waiting for visual evidence inside means the battle is already lost. Interrupting this cycle of decay before it breaches your interior requires a proactive, three-tiered approach. The first line of defense is maintenance. This involves routinely clearing leaves and debris out of your valleys and inspecting vulnerable flashing transitions to keep water flowing exactly where it should. If the damage is highly localized, the next step is repair. This is a surgical intervention to replace a few isolated broken tiles or fix a specific flashing failure without having to dismantle the entire roof system. If the underlayment has failed completely, you need a lift and relay. This is a complete structural reset. We lift and save the perfectly good tiles, replace the dead waterproof layer underneath, and then carefully set the original tiles back into place. Early exterior intervention comes with a highly manageable cost, especially when compared to the massive financial burden of tearing out interior drywall, replacing soaked insulation, and repairing rotted structural wood. Accurately diagnosing these complex, multi-layered roofing systems takes specialized training. That is where the experts at Roof Repair Camarillo come in. Protecting your home requires looking beneath the surface. Schedule a professional inspection today and catch those invisible vulnerabilities long before the next rain exposes them.